What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? We're about to melt away. Get this show started. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's Saturday, and here we are again. 4th of March, 2023. That's what they tell us. Let this play through a little bit. A couple videos going through. And we'll start the show. Melty. It's still breakfast for me, so still breakfast time. Give a few shout outs. Shout out to Tartarian Meltdown. Check out the documentary. Part 1 and Part 2. Check them out. Matter of fact, let me throw it up on the banner down here. Tartarian Meltdown along with the rest of the crew. Join the group if you haven't. All mountains are melted brick buildings, and mountains are melted brick buildings. One's public, one's private. Check out both groups. If you don't want to commit yourself to join, come check out the public group. Also check out the Boots on the Ground ran by Mark the Bloodhound over there. Meltology Boots on the Ground. Great group over there. Very vital key to Meltology is Boots on the Ground. Soon to be bigger and bigger part of Meltology. That is where we are up close and impersonal, getting the evidence, doing the Meltology picks instead of the Taurus picks. What's up, Mark? Yeah. What is up to Mark? Brick love to you. Guys, check out Tartarian Meltdown. He had a live stream earlier today. Congratulations to him. He's going to be getting married, and he will be out here in the U.S., and he's on a different timeline now than he was up in Norway, so we're going to start getting to see a lot of him, hopefully during the times that where we don't have to catch it on the replay. Yeah. Okay, let's just slide into another one. Get a few videos going and we get started. Truth Seeker 69, check out Jen. You don't know who Jen is, you're not into the truth. Check her out. She's been spilling the truth for quite some time. Truth Seeker 69. Shapu, check out Shapu. Frucus, research my research. Check out Jen and Shapu. They are always together on the run, taking care of business, breaking down the truth, breaking down Meltology. Alchemos 83. Check out Alchemos 83. That's not coming up. Get my cheat sheet to pull up here. Tartarian Meltdown, Meltology Explained. Part 1 and Part 2. Like I said, check it out. Deborah Watson. Check out Deborah. Deborah Watson, the Red Brick Chick. Got a couple pics of hers to show today. Great meltologist, fabulous work. Check her out. Check out her channel. Check her out on YouTube. Patty G, Patty Melt. Check out Patty. Patty came into meltology about, what, a year and a half ago or so? Maybe 2 years now? I can't keep track of time, but she had some fabulous stuff in her basement. And I always wondered about the construction of it, why it was like that. Fabulous work. She was on with Jen and Shapu the other day. It was great to see Patty. Ladies' night, Patty and Deb. If you guys had a chance to check that out when we were live streaming on a regular, they had their own ladies' night show. And fabulous work from the both of them. The videos are still out there. Check them out. Great work from the two of them. Melted Seraph. What is up, Melted Seraph? Our Melted Reality, like I said, Mark. Boots on the Ground Bloodhound. Check him out. Knowledge TV. Check out Knowledge. He's over on YouTube. Always putting it down. Check out Knowledge. Show him some love. And we'll shoot one more video after this, and then we're going to get into the crux of stuff. We're going to get into the evidence. And I got some evidence that I found. Some new evidence. I don't think it's being shown. I don't recall ever seeing it. It's one thing about meltology. There's so much evidence everywhere you're looking, everywhere you're walking. It's just a vast amount of melt. And it's everywhere. I'll do one more video after this. And I think I will share this. Alchemos, what's up, brother? Hey, I sent you the link. You should have it. You should be set up. Let me know if you're not. Alchemos 83 in the house. One love, brother. One love. No worries. Got you. Break love to all the meltologists out there and all the people spreading the truth. It's not an easy task waking people up. Some people get angry about it. Some you just let them sleep. Nothing you can do, right? What can you do? We try. Let me set that out. All right. Let's go ahead and get that out of there. Remove that. And we're going to slide that over there. Actually, let's get up over here. There we go. That's the one I want. Actually, maybe not, huh? Not that it matters, but let's do this. Boom. All right, there we go. What's up, people? Let's go ahead and get through this evidence and start breaking it down. Let's go to make sure that thing works. Hey, I'm on the small camera. Let's get this scene out of there. Not that it matters, but let's do this. All right, we'll do like that. How about there? That might be a little bit better, but I'm gonna take this off. So what's up, everyone? Let's just go ahead and jump into this melt and make sure I can hear myself. Yep, I can hear myself all right. And let me just change this real quick. Take that down. Break love, everyone. Break love and one love. If you're new to meltology, we are exploring the melted buildings that have been X-factored, destroyed at one time by the creator that created them. They created these buildings. The same person melted them. Same person that built that dome is the one that melted them. The same one that put the hydraulic pumping system in here. And it was probably done because the world was in shambles, was acting a fool. And this is what happened. Start over. And we're still at it. But let me grab this real quick. March live right there. We're going to jump into this and we're going to start looking at this evidence because I have a whole lot of time in between. So let me just grab the screen real quick. See if I can do this window. Actually, let me go back over here and turn this off. Get that out of there. And what's this? Get that out of there. Okay. I don't know if I can just share the screen like this, but let me see if I can. It seems like every time I do, it doesn't work. But I'm going to try it anyway. Nah, I think I'm just going to do the whole screen. Why mess around, huh? Because it's the same thing here every time. So let me do this again. Share the whole screen. Stop the share screen and share the whole screen. Entire screen. Okay, share. We'll do it that way. All right. Add that. And I think we're going to spotlight this so we don't see me at all. Yeah. Like this. Let's see if that does it. Oh, boom, and it does. All right, let me just change this quality on here on my playback. Go find that button. I don't know why they always want to give me the worst quality playback. I don't know if your YouTube does that. But for some reason, it always wants to give me, I got to always go in there and tell it I want 1080p or whatever, the highest they have it. But anyway, dirty bastards. Anyway, what's up to all you meltologists out there spreading the love, spreading the truth? Let's keep doing what we do. And it's spread the truth on meltology. So many meltologists out there. Can't name them all, but legends. I'm amongst many legends out there. Just a quick little reminder. They're always trying to dumb us down. Right? They try to convince you that this shit is true, that some idiots built this digging with tools, there's ancient tools, and they tell you shit like this, and all you can see is break lines, apertures that have melted and closed up. This whole building here and the rest of it behind it where all these trees are growing on. This is just a part of the building that may be closed off or may get you in further into the interiors of the building. But this is what they tell you. Then they give you this shit here. They give you this here. A bunch of bricks that have been turned to stone. They tell you these are the tools, and they're using this shit here for this here. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Just the thought of this here, that if any of this here could use for anything other than scraping together to make a fire or something. Deborah Simpson, Deborah Watson, Deborah, the red brick chick. What can you say? She's on top of the game. Crystallized, cooked out in a flash. Boom. Just like a breaker going off. A fuse box blown. You blow a fuse, it's cooked. You can't go back and reuse it. You can never reuse a fuse. I mean, unless you know how to rebuild them or something. They blow. They don't just short out. They boom. And that's what this did. Just cooked the energy, piezoelectricity, the heat. Just cooked it in. And you see the lines going across, this cooked lines going across, probably the char lines of the the electrical current going through. Cooked. More of Deborah Simpson. You can see the brick color, the mortar, the cooked out areas, brick and mortar combined, cooked out, scorched, scorchado. That's what we got here. Scorched, cooked. And one more from Deborah Watson. Deborah, the red brick chick, Deborah Simpson. You guys check her out. Go to her channel, subscribe. If you're ever doing interiors, don't waste your time. Go to her channel. Just go there. Don't waste your time doing the research. Go look at her research first. Look how in depth it is and intense. And pictures like this all day long on her channel. You can see the brick lines and how they just stopped. I mean, what is this doing right here? You have to ask yourself. You know, you can say right here, they put this up here because of blah, blah, blah. They didn't want no one to enter into a place that has nothing to enter anyway. But you can never, ever come up with a reason why they have this here. Why this brick is up here. And I don't care about this hole right here. What is this for? You can never, ever come up with a logical reason. Just a bunch of garbage. Brick lines going across, staying cooked out. This is what happens when the skin is off. It's cooked. This is the interior of a building. This is like your bedroom, your hallway, your bathroom, your dining room. Well, none of my rooms are this big, but you know, maybe I got small stuff, but but you get the point. These are interiors, not caves. And do they tunnel in these? Yeah, they tunnel in them. Hell yeah, they go in here. Tunnel's already here. They start busting rock and stuff if there's something of value to get. If there's nothing in here to get, they ain't going in there. And I say, I'm talking about government. You and I will go in there and look for something, but government come in there, take it over. If there's something worthy of their stealing, you and I can't take it. That's stealing. When they steal it, it's taking. It's different. But anyway, you can see up here the grittiness of the brick. It's popping out. And you can see down here where it's more a little finer. But in between you have smooth areas. But this is nothing more than the brick itself. Small bits and pieces. Small bits and pieces. Compressed. Take something and take a marshmallow and push it, and you'll see as it gets these little wrinkles on the side, as it gets smushy. You'll see it's melting down. It's heat coming from the bottom, but the weight of all this massive weight of the bricks pushing down, squeezing, viscosity. These little holes, we got viscosity cooked out. You see this brick here squeezing out like toothpaste. They're all deformed. It was never built like this. This is precise engineering. When you build something like this, the outcome of it, you never do it like this. Just on aesthetics alone, you would never do it. Doesn't go with the with the build. A little bit better picture of, you can see the grittiness down here, and in between the layers, cooked out. Look right here. We got a stub right here, a piece stubbed out right there, which is consistent with this up here. So we know it's one of the same. Consistent with this and this. In between is the melt with little bits and pieces, fragments of this. Compressed pancake, compressed lines, brick lines. Let me see if I just think, give me live chat. Okay. And this one here, we do the same thing. Just a moment. All right. Get to the next one. If you guys haven't already, make sure you join the group. All mountains are melted brick buildings. And of course, mountains are melted brick buildings. This here would look like a mountain if you didn't have all this on top. No difference. No, you can't, most of these you can't distinguish what they're telling you a mountain is and what a building is until you look on top and you start seeing doors and stuff. Because we've been fooled, we've been tricked, and we've been lied to. But here we go. You think this is a mountain, and all of a sudden you have this popping out, and you can see the brick lines on it right here. You see the block, nothing carved in here. You see the 90-degree angles, nothing carved, and you see more bits and pieces down here of it. But we're about to get into some. We're about to get into some stuffs. So give me just a moment here. All right, sorry about that. That little delay there. Man. Once again, interiors. You see all this here is pushing out. Melton expansion. Huge expansion here of these. Now we call them boulders. You would never build like this. And for some reason, we see this type of building everywhere in these so-called ancient ruins. And there's nothing ancient, but they are ruined. They've been ruined. They've been cooked. Viscosity up here. So yes, they are ruined. They're no longer good. And probably now this has been someone's using this like repurposed. But the original purpose on a lot of these things that are components are no longer able to be used. The housing facilities or the stuff like this, yeah, you can repurpose these. But those pieces that look like components that are cooked, a lot of those are toast. No good. No good. And here we go in the middle of nowhere. Once again, you see this here, structure going back here, structure back here, windows, doors, apertures, whatever they were at the time. And you can see the brickwork along here. As it curves, comes this way towards us, comes back down. All this structure here in the middle of nowhere. Right into the side of a, you could never dig in this. Look at that piece of, you got a piece back here. Look like an angle, which is not unheard of. This is all a building. Pocket of survival in the front, the main pocket. Rest of it's been mangled, cooked out. Looks like some apertures back here. Some archways melted down. All this here is cooked, to say the least. Middle of nowhere. But let's get on. We got so many pictures to go over. Not enough time. Once again, you're building this, and look what you got right here. Why would you build this right here, not bring it out like 8 feet extended out here, right? And this here goes right into it. Look at that. And on this side, you got this rock area here, but you got apertures. Let's pump that up some. Boom, right there. Right here. This building here is engulfed with this one. This one here is taking over. Bump it out so it's a little blurred up in there. But once again, this here's consuming. You can see part of the building up here that's being consumed. Apertures here. You got a doorway back there. I don't know if you can see that on there. And this is all brickwork right here. Like you got aperture, you got doorway back here, you got windows or whatever, some type of apertures are closed up. Once again, this is not erosion. This is the opposite of erosion. This is not eroded. This is growth. This is expansion. This building here looked like this, but now look at it. This is what it looks like now. And look at back here, this building back here. Doorways, windows up here. I mean, this is 40 feet minimum up in the air. Whole nother level. Brick line going across. Look how it's sinking down. Block the huge block lines over here, and look, you can see the smaller pieces in between. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. 4 blocks in one. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one. Divided. This piece down here has 4 in it right here that I'm circling. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's divided by 4. Column right here. All this, look at all this here. Rock curtain over. You got structure back here coming out. You see the that is like the top of a balcony or something, you know, like a roof line. Boom, boom. Then it comes down with the columns back here. Back here you have apertures. We see the same thing everywhere. The same thing over and over. Nothing new under the sun, like they said. It's just the discovery. When they don't tell you something, they leave it out of your history. They lie to you about it. What's this back here? 1, 2, 3, 4 apertures. Looks like they're leaning down, looking out at this direction. They don't look like they're straight up, like they're folded backwards. And this balcony thing, like I said back here, it's sliding. It's at an angle. It's at the same angle. Look at that. Incredible melt. That's all we see. The place has been destroyed. Big time. And here we go. More melt. Look in the back. Block lines up here. All brick melted. And all this back here consumed, swallowed up in the melt. Same back here, swallowed up in the melt, consumed. More consumption, eaten away. Right here, right here. I bump that up a little bit, and I gotta go check on my breakfast. Boom. You got some type of structure right here that's melted. Can't even distinguish what it is, sliding down. But here you can clearly see this huge archway. Nothing inside is melted. Expansion coming out. Heat pushing everything inside out. Moving it, shifting in the melt. Fancy this. Another one of these fancy places in the melt. Brick lines melted, compressed. You see this here staining, melting downward, staining down. You see it dripping and like dripped underneath here. Almost like a hot tar. Give me just a moment. Almost like a hot tar coming down. Jen over at True Seeker 69 has made statements that it reminds her of roofing material. And every time I see it, I'm right on board with that. It looks like some type of something that they would, for sealing, to seal out the moisture from coming in. And you see this here is right into the so-called mountain connected to it. And the entry to it, I'm sure it's from the inside. They're down here. You're getting into these places up here. Cooked out. Pocket of survival. And this whole building, there's going to be other accesses and stuff. This whole thing is littered with this here and other things. We always see it. We always see it. And they're right at the edge of this. And you're looking down, death defying. And you're even going to put a A-frame up here. Like that really makes sense. And you're underneath a rock. Opposed to the truth, what makes the most sense. The entire thing was a building of what sort? Who knows? Was it for living and dwelling? Or was it component? Was it just for scenery to look at and be amazed by? What were these buildings? We don't know. They've all been repurposed, and they all have a story behind them, which is a lie. That's how we know that all nations, all countries are in the same scam, because all of them are telling the same story, just a different story, but the same lie. Cover up. None of them are telling the truth. They're telling you dinosaurs. All of them. Every last one of them wants to dumb you down with the dinosaurs. Give me just a moment here. They all have the same lie, the same stories. The dinosaurs and the caveman and all this stuff. None of them are telling you the truth about these places. They want to keep you intrigued. As long as you're intrigued, you'll continue to bring your families, your friends, you'll tell people how magnificent these places are without ever knowing the truth behind it. Right? Just tell you some story that sounds appealing. It's all brickwork. These little arches that are closed up. Excuse me. All right, sorry about that. I think I'm all set now. Oh man, sorry about that, guys. Let's get it going. Okay, and you see all the brickwork underneath, nice and pretty. Brickwork above, and then it turns into this shit up here where it's all compressed down. That they're telling you sedimentary layers, but you can see these. This is brickwork. Same brickwork here Looks like it even got aperture, apps like 3 little windows or whatever were here. Same brickwork here is here. And it's all the same as this here, minted in. Trying to get these thick pieces of brick compressed. Gonna go almost when they start to go cubert and stuff, they start getting those slats like this, and they start terracing. They always have these big slats. Heat differentials. Heat coming from the bottom. Cooking these out. Still got brick in between. It's done so well, it almost looks like it's designed this way. The problem is we know it's not. Now, they do stuff like this. They will make things like this nowadays. It's all designer bricks and blocks or whatever to give it the appearance. It's all cooked out, though. But they can easily build something, a shed right here, and make it look like this. Once again, another place. Need a ladder to get to. I tell you, it was fortified. They were up here with cannons and hiding out and shooting a bunch of crazy stuff. Crazy part is we start to animate it and visualize it, bring it to life, something that never happened. I don't know the story behind this, but it's always the same thing. There's a war going on, this and that, and the hardest place that you could ever build with the cavalry and a bunch of soldiers to go up here and start doing something as if these are construction crew. Never happened like this, ever. It's always in a remote piece of land that nobody wants to this day, unless there's a lie behind it. Then you get tourists that come out there. But you have to make a good lie. The flooring's cooked out. And you can see the bricks in this column right here. Boom. Wow. Bricks underneath the concrete mortar. It's always the bricks. Melt job down here. You can see it pulling out. No different if you had a candle and it's melting downward and the wax is pulling out. That's what we got going on here. Bunch of pulling, melted brick. It is what it is, people. You ain't got to accept it. But it ain't going to change the fact. Whether you want to accept that this place was roasted, cooked, melted, and a reset. The problem is, I think a lot of you people think we're flying on a spinning ball, flying through space, all that craziness there. And you can't comprehend that this place was cooked out because you think we were here by accident. And if we're cooked out, that means we're not coming back. For the most part, if we're here by accident. But if there's a creator, and he destroyed this place, he, she, whatever, whoever is the creator is in your mind, we're not going to get in that. You get to decide who the creator is. Nobody knows who the creator is. So if you think there's a creator and you think it's yourself as a collective, you think it's a person, or you think it's a God, an entity, whatever, that's who created. So just make it simple. Don't start getting all crazy about this. Whoever the creator is, your creator created it and destroyed it. My creator created it and destroyed it. It's being destroyed. Evidence everywhere, cooked out like it's nothing. People don't dig in the rock today because it's too hard, unless there's some value in there. You see the brick lines. Look at how it's going. These are brick lines. This building should be going like this, but it's melting downward. There has to be something into it for you to go start breaking into something this heavy. This, I mean, not heavy, but this hard. Demolitions crews get paid a lot of money. And they ain't digging in shit like this. A lot of times nowadays they use explosives. They got to go in. They ain't got time to be trying to dig in nothing. They use explosives any chance they get without destroying the whole thing. But, you know, they use some explosives, blow it up, go in there, start digging, blow some more. Look at this. This damn thing. And look at these arches up here. They're recessed back. And you mean to tell me these people are so damn dumb? Not only did they do this, they also recessed this. That means that this here was this high, and you chisel this back, right? Chisel it back, make all this shit here, put this column on the outside. Look at this. This has the keyhole effect. This is melting in, closing up. So it gives it, we see a lot of internals have this keyhole. We call it the keyhole effect. You see a lot of that. And what it is, the bricks are expanding. They're getting bigger and bigger, closing up. Nothing's ever carved, people. It almost looks like there's some type of thingamajig right here. It looks like a hand or some fingers. Almost looks like an eyeball, maybe a mustache or something. Huh. Pareidolia. But with that being said, this is what it is. Cooked out building. Melted. Made out of brick. Showed this last week, I think, but it didn't show down here. See the bricks down here? You see it right in here. Now this brick line is going up, but underneath you can see the brick right here. It's not going up. Let me bump it up a little bit more. You see the brick lines in here. They're melted, but you can see those brick lines in here. Over here is smooth. And as you get back up here, you starts to get a little more bricky. You see a couple pieces in between here, right here, right? Little thin piece of slate, like compressed brick. Starts getting a little mixed up here and then transitions right back up into this. Transitions are important because we get to see that it is brick and it's transitioning from brick to the stone that it becomes. And we see that over and over and over. This one here looks like it may have been a component. Cooked out. Nothing. Filled in. All the brick ash. All the dirt. Not more than brick ash. It's like a fire. And you have all the ash, and you say that's all ash from the vegetation, the wood, the trees. It's from the brick. And of course, with that being said, anything else that would have been in the building at the time would have been consumed also and cooked. And that's my opinion is why we have so many different types of soils and different types of things you pull out of the ground in different areas, because that area may have been a hot spot for having something else inside of the building, and then when it melted, turned it to these so-called precious stones and gems and gold or whatever remnants that were in the building. Bodies, cattle, clothing, transportation, bedding, everything you got now would have been consumed in that X factor. Well, it's on top of a roof. Well, look at this shit. What is this? And you got brick up here. Look at this shit. Huge chunk of something up here. This expanded brick. Now turn to block and rock, or rock and block. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, easy. Whoa, Nelly. Once again, rock and block. And here's a building getting consumed by the rest of the building. And it stopped. And if you look in between here, let me bump that up some. You can see here is the same as here. It's just this is painted. But you see all this stuff going here, 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 spreading here. It's the same as this here. It's just painted. That's all. Down here. Damage, damage. This here looks just like up here, but you got doors down here, windows, right? Little bits sticking out right there, right? On below, you have below this shit here, you have more of this. So if this here is going in this is going into this. This is consumed by this. You have to start putting together that this is all the same. I mean, why are you building? Why would you ever build this here? Well, this here, this building is down here. Same building. It's down here. So wouldn't it have been easier just to knock all this shit out the way and build the building here? Instead of tunneling through here and in the insides to connect with this to come down? Would have been much easier. Yeah. And what do we got here? Now they're just putting in mega malls like it's nothing, right? Look at this. Really? I don't think so. Right? Now I feel better now. Let me break this down just a second. All right. What's up, everyone? What's up, people? Brick Love. Saraf. What's up, Saraf? Sent you the link. You should automatically have it. But maybe you're busy. But anyway, Brick Love to you, brother. All right, let's get through this real quick. The obvious right here. The main entrance. In right here, we see brick block. Looks like this here, but this is, you see this starts to transition as it comes up this here. I'm going to bump it just a little bit. You see a transition, and then right about here, it becomes this here. Now you still see the brick texture, the elephant skin, and it just dissipates, goes up in here. But there's apertures and stuff going on in here all throughout here. It's just riddled. This building here got hit. I don't know how much of it they're still using, but we do know this here. Look, this here goes into this part here. You're walking underneath this, and you're going in here. Right? Anyway, let's carry on. Once again, mountains are melted brick buildings. See the expansion on this here, expanding out. Still has the stucco up here, it's smooth. A lot of times we will see so-called mountains, and they have this on it, look just like this here. Even the naysayers wouldn't dare call this a mountain. They're smart. They know this is brick. They know this is a mountain. The problem is we see the same texture, same material, same feel, all everything in the middle of nothing but on a mountain, so-called mountain. Yeah, if that doesn't look like a melted, if that doesn't look like a melt job, if nothing else, come on, you can see it melting down, pooling down here, coming down, pooling. The color of brick, that red color, brick and mortar, giving that orange look, fiery red up here, that orange look down here. More melt, internals. It's almost looks like one of those chocolate fountains. Just looks like it's in melted brick color instead of chocolate, oozing down. And we see this type of destruction all the time. If you start doing interiors, you start doing these so-called caves, you see this type of. It's very consistent. You see it everywhere. The same. It doesn't matter what country you're in. It doesn't matter where you're at. This evidence like this here, you see everywhere. What you would expect. Anytime you're somewhere where the heat is hot enough to melt, you would expect to see this. This is a flat plane. Doesn't matter anywhere on the skillet. You get a plate, a skillet, and you put some butter cubes all around that skillet and in the middle and turn that fire on. It's all gonna melt. It ain't one spot on there. Say, oh yeah, this is. It might be areas that get hotter, depending on what type of fire you have. It may melt faster on some, but the whole thing's gonna melt, and that's how this place is. The realm we live in, the whole thing got roasted, so therefore the melt is consistent around. Here we go again, another pareidolia, almost looked like an eye socket, the head, the nose, a melted statue, which wouldn't be uncalled for. We see it. It happens. This could have been a treasure chest of statues in here. I mean, this place was set up as eye candy. So that's why we see all the magnificent everywhere we go. The eye candy look. And here we go. Melt. Look at this shit. Melted down. Brick lines melting backwards. Two buildings, whatever these were at the time, completely roasted. And of course, we see a lot of these too. We just usually see them in Turkey or something like that, but they're actually everywhere. You see them out here in California, up in Grand Canyon, Bryce Canyon, all them canyons and stuff that's cooked out. You see this type of similarity of structures cooked out and melted all over the realm. Once again, not in one local area. We see the same damage. Unless you in a big city that they leveled out, got rid of the evidence, you see a lot of the same damage. A lot of the same damage over and over here. Now this doorway up here, I don't know if that's original or what. It's hard to tell because it has the stucco over it, but I see right here this patch. And what do we have? We have this shit here. So no, they didn't put this up there. This is all original. Oh look, even got some type of painting around it. Okay, I didn't even notice that. So yeah, this is cooked and this is expanding over all these bits and pieces of brick. You see the brick lines up here, rock curtaining over, ballooned up rock curtain staining. Look at this brick line right there. Bump that up for you. Maybe not. I can see it, but it's not that important. It's not popping out enough to definitive. But yeah, this pattern here I can see right here. Actually, it's even worse right there in the middle. This is still more blocky. I don't know how it just exited me out like that, but that was pretty cool. Brake line sagging down, like you're compressing. Brake lines over here, conversion. Oh, it looks like a fence or something around it. Mesh. Okay, I say, what the hell is that? Okay, they got some. They don't want you in there. Keep out. They done draped this whole damn thing off. Pocket of survival. You look over here. You got this. You got an archway right here. Up here. Block lines, brake lines blocked up. Coming down this way. And then they taper off this way. But you can't get in. They don't want you in this building. They even got it draped off there. There's a lot of money in it to keep you out, whatever this shit is. They got the whole thing covered. Wow. And this is brick all the way up. And this is brick right here. You gotta ask yourself, what is this shit right here? Why would they put this here? Who did it? I mean, this, when you see stuff like this, it's not free. You always got to remember money. Very important. Money. Even today, it's very important. And people say, oh, money's not important. Yeah, you go try to eat without it. Shit. Go try and pay that rent without it. It's important. It shouldn't be, but they've made it important. Money should not exist because it's bullshit anyway. But since it does, they made it important. So, who forked out the money for this? And for what? What was what idea did this person have? What vision? I need the bricks to go here. And what's the vision? Middle of nowhere. You always got to ask yourself that. Who paid for it? And I don't care if you say, well, yeah, he probably was handyman. He did the work himself. Okay, but why? I mean, ask yourself, in today's market, would you just go in the middle of nowhere and start building something and then leave? Yeah, just for what? You know, you say, well, they were living out there. Okay, that's a good reason. Then you got to ask you, where's the resources? Where's the food, the water? Right? We have to assume they was living out there to go do something out there, but how can you live somewhere where it's in the middle of nowhere? Here's that smoothness where I was just talking about. The smoothness right here. We just saw it on a few pictures back. We see it here. When you see this, you see brick. You got to be able to put them together and say, okay, well, this is one of the same. We see it every time. You have to sooner or later come to that conclusion. It does not matter if you're a meltologist, if you think meltologists are crazy or not. You would have to be the crazy one if you're looking at something like this over and over and you see the same evidence and you don't understand it. Even if you say, well, this is erosion, okay, we at least we're on the same page that this is all the same, right? You have to be on the same page on something. You can't say, no, they built on top of this. On top of what? Right? Don't be that person there. And if you are, then you just keep pushing, keep going somewhere else, because you're here as a distraction opposed to trying to get information. You're being a jackass, right? You're not understanding. And once you start understanding bit by bit, then you can start placing it together. You see stuff like this popping out. This is an erosion. If you want to call this erosion, what's this? This growth, right? This here is nothing more than the meltdown. We don't have selective erosion, right? Where this is fine and this is just gone. But we see this type of damage a lot. I just put up a bunch of castles in Germany and they all had damage. Like every last one of them had this type of damage all throughout. Every last one of them. just like this place, all throughout. It's not in just one spot. It's all throughout this place. Smooth like this, cooked out, melted. That's all it is. It has melted away, and these remained. Even though they're damaged, these are all popped out. These don't even look like bricks. These look like designer rocks, cobbles. All throughout this place, melted. It is what it is, right? Ooh. Melted Seraph. Mark, what's up? Alchemos doing the most with Alchemos. Once again, cooked out. See, let me back that up just a little bit. You see how it's pooling out down here? Once again, your erosion. The building should have stopped down here. What's this extra stuff down here? This is the flow of the melt. Look at the heat differentials all through here. Back here. This expansion right here. This part's not eroded away. Like I said, if you want to go to the erosion on one spot until you look at the rest of it, this is the opposite of erosion. This is whatever it lost on the other side, it gained on this side. This is coming outward. We should see this crease line back here from this tower, but we don't, because this here is eroded. It has not eroded. It has expanded over. Expansion all back here. Look at this. This piece here should be coming down back here, but instead it's way back here, going back that way. This here has come up. Expansion. Little pieces. Building cooked out. And another example. Cooked out. Expansion. Blocked up. Blocking and rocking. Big piece right here. It's all original buildings here. This is how it was when it was. Some of these buildings are the original buildings, and some of these buildings may have been added throughout the years before the X Factor. No different when you look around your neighborhood and you see all kind of construction going on. Construction every day. Now, you ain't gonna do a whole lot of construction when you move in somewhere when you first get here, because it's all brand new. But after this place was going for 1,000, 10,000 years before the X Factor, who knows? By that time, all the bullshit had came in, all the corruption, enough time to turn it corrupt, and enough time to go ahead and roast it and start over. Once again, you're building underneath places like this. We see it all the time. And then you decorate it. You put a brick line on it. I mean, why do you have a brick line on this thing? I mean, what is this? You got a damn brick line going across it, still popping out. I mean, if you can't see that, I can't help you. You got another one right here, going this way. I mean, it is what it is. Look at this. If you can't see them bricks right there, you need glasses. Right here. Boom, boom. Right in there. Clear as can be. Boom, boom. We see it all the time. All we got to do is just start looking. You see it all the time because it was all brick. And we're talking billions, I guess, of bricks. Billions and billions. You know, when you have bricks everywhere, I mean, everything was brick. You're bound to find some pockets. Some pockets like this. I mean, a whole community inside of a rock. Does that make any sense? We see it all the time. I mean, does this make any sense? It makes absolutely no sense. First thing you got to ask yourself when you start having, like, let's just ask the simple question: how many people does this house? I mean, what is this? When it's built, what was the purpose? One person living here? Several people living here? How many people occupy this place? And I'm not talking. I'm talking about when they tell you this was built. Now we know this is a pocket of survival, and this was a small, vast compared to what it was, and it's been repainted and refurbished and look nice and stuff, right? But this to me looks like it can house a good 50 people, maybe. I mean, you got a whole building back here. You got 3 levels here. You got this one here. 50 people, 40 people. The bottom line is these people have to eat and shit every day. So you got to have water. You got to have a toilet system, right? You can't just be stinking. You know, it has to go somewhere, and you got to eat. So you're building these places in a rock. What is your surrounding? What are you doing? And we see this in areas that are desert areas. This weird looking archway right here, with nothing around. You have to be able to sustain. You can't just go out and build somewhere. You have to be able to survive there the duration of the time you're going to be there. If you just plan on being there for a week, you got to have a week's supply of food. Here goes that keyhole. Boom. That keyhole shot expansion coming in. Well, cooked out, middle of nowhere once again. And here we are again, the favorite spot to bring brick. Why do you bring brick to this here that you can't even penetrate? Now, we saw the tools earlier. You saw the primitive tools they're telling you. Now, remember, this isn't today's day where you have jackhammers. Today's day, you don't do that. In today's day, it's too difficult. They never build like that in today's day. So if modern technology can't do it, today's modern technology can't do it. And I'm not saying we don't have technology. We can, blast and whatnot. It's too cost efficient. It's not cost efficient enough. It costs too much, and there's nothing to get out of it. Right? Bottom line. No company's going to put their machine out there that's going to cost you $100,000 a day to dig with, and a crew with explosive stuff, and you're not going for nothing. So now we back it up, and we go back to this day and age here. These people got hand tools, sharp pieces of so-called different pieces of types of rocks and stuff, right? And they know how to use brickwork. They know how to cut the brick, right? These, when I say cut, because these don't look like it doesn't look like they cast them. They're all different sizes. So I'm giving them a benefit of the doubt and say they made them, but shit, they did a bad job if they made them. But if you want to say, hey, they made the brick, that's even worse. They know how to make brick. The bottom line is, if you know how to make brick to do this, you would never, ever, ever consider trying to bust through this here. Never. You just wouldn't do it. You would get away from here and go build something, because you don't want to be too close to this, because a 3 or 4 pound boulder come off that'd change your life if it comes down and crashes through. Change your whole life forever. Okay, once again, and you see all these little holes through. These are all apertures all throughout. Look, does this look like anything that you could dig through? I mean, be realistic. If you never dug before, see, a lot of people haven't done construction, so they don't really know. They watch these things and they think, oh yeah, I see the guys building these things. They're building in brick ash. They're never building this. There's a reason. They're not dumb. They know where they live. They know it's just all that red clay, and they can dig in it and use it to make concrete with. Here, look at this. Here you see these renditions that are still in there. And what's this back here? This looks like a whole damn town up here. Look at that. Whole mess of whole town up here. Didn't even see that. Oh, look at this right here. Look at the archways up there. Wow. Up in here. Archways. Sorry about the blurriness, but didn't even see all this shit up here. A whole nother section up there, no other wing. You're doing like that, but at the same time, you're busting through here like it's nothing. Really? Really? And we see this once again, this type of building is not prone to one area. It's all over. The problem is we were taught that these were in certain areas. And so we didn't question it. But when you find out it's everywhere, look at the brickwork up here. I know you can fucking see that. Don't tell me you can't see the guy dang brickwork ghosting through. The same brickwork that you see here, you see it ghosting through up top. Boom. Come on, people. Like I said, you don't have to be a meltologist, but you can't keep denying what your eyes are looking at. Sooner or later, you're going to say, hey, I don't care if you say, I still don't believe that, but yeah, I see it. I can see that, but I don't believe. Okay, just as long as we're on the right path, same path. But if you're saying I don't see it and it's not melted, you're in the wrong place. Just leave. Go buy. I heard they're giving out new vaccines or something. Go get one. Just leave. But if you're here to educate yourself and just look at it with the open mind and say, yeah, okay. You can look at it and say, oh, that still don't mean nothing. Yeah, I see it. It's the same pattern as this. Yeah. Okay. And each time you watch, you're going to see more and more and more because it's everywhere. It's not going nowhere. There's no trickery here. We don't have to trick you. Yoakum just did an hour and some odd long live stream, one of his many, and he always goes over new shit. He's not going over the same stuff I'm going over, nor am I. Going over the same stuff he went over. Don't have to. We don't have to show you the same evidence over this. Evidence is everywhere. We try to show you something new all the time because the evidence is everywhere. Look at this. This place here is a city right here. Probably 1,000 people could live up in here. Easy. The way, if all these little cubbies were, working the way they were, even with this rock curtain here and swelled up. I mean, this here is a whole town right here. Mega complex. Look at it, structure all up and through here. Anyway, I just want to keep it pushing, man. There's so much shit going on in this picture. So much going on. And back to here again. Same picture, just a little bit better quality, so we're not going to waste too much time on that. And I think we've seen that tower already, so we're going to zoom in on this. You see the brickwork up in here, the red brick. Red brick. Right? And you have to ask yourself, what is it? Okay, you got a little, even brand new in this condition, the way we're looking at it now. What was it? Now, brand new, we know none of this shit was here. But what is this? Is this like a guard shack where people come by, like a toll booth? Some strange shit that we see. Once we start understanding meltology, we start asking the questions like, yeah, okay, I got you. Why did you pay? Because this stuff costs money. It's not like a rock fell down here. This is brick. So somebody, in our mind, and I'm not saying somebody could not have built this. They very well. We could do this today. Okay. But you have to ask yourself why. You say, oh yeah, they built this. Okay, but why this enclosure? See, the problem is someone can come in here and live in here, right? So they would never do that around here, trying to make it for people to live and hang out, do drugs, whatever the case may be. They're not doing that. And I think they're not paying someone of this. Who paid for this and why, right? Maybe at one time there was, but this looks like a dead end. So I can't comprehend it. We got brick lines going down here, all balloon rock. Always got to ask yourself who commissioned, who paid to have something done. And a lot of times that's going to get you your answer. If you can't figure out why someone would pay for it, neither can I. And you could usually figure out that's the monkey business here. When you can't figure it out. And I don't care what time frame it was in, somebody had to pay. I don't care if you say, well, that was 10,000 years ago. So who paid for it? How did they pay for it? What, the people just came together and built everyone a castle? Everyone had a castle back then. These castles everywhere. These castles are bigger than the White House, bigger than these damn Windsor Palace, and these places take an army to maintain to this day, and these places are bigger than that. So, who's maintaining them in the middle of nowhere? How you getting someone to come out and live with you? You want to be by yourself, or you build a house that you need 400 people to maintain? That's a hell of a payroll, people. If you haven't figured it out, that's a hell of a payroll. All right. Got to maintain it. Does that none of that ever goes with the narrative? They never tell you in the narrative who was taking care of these places. They don't want to talk about that. I mean, look how big this is. It's going inside of, this is all brickwork right here. And look at this. This is cave up here. Right? It's cave top and brick outlet. So did they just put the brick on the outside of this? Why would you do that? Why would you go through all that? You just go in. You would never do that. You got the windows up here closed in, slotted. Not for shooting arrows. Never for shooting arrows. None of this stuff was combat. None of it. We go through all these buildings and we don't see prisons. We see buildings. They didn't have prisons. They didn't have the crime that they have now. Probably towards the end, they start getting that crime done. Like, shit, we need to think of it. We need to use this building to house these damn people. They're acting a fool. Now we have prisons. Yeah, we're in a prison. All of us locked in this damn place. Can't go nowhere. Can't leave it. And we don't have the freedom to roam around as we would like to be. We're back over here. This place here is a melt job. And there's some pictures in here, I think, towards the end. Some good ones of this place. I'm going to zoom through this one because we already went through this. But look how big this slab is right here. Compared up here, these all melted together. Huge. Starting to look like a huge slab work. Unexplained. When they talk about these, unexplained, how they don't know what we know, because it was all red brick that's melted together. Another interior, and look, you got two horses inside here. And you got a piece of something in the melt right there. I don't know if it's looks like some compressed brick. Yeah. This sheeting of it. But these places all over. And like I said, a lot of times they are connected to a mountain. It's all part of the building. Part of the building. Now, don't know when they built this. This could have been built on right before the X Factor. Right? You don't know when a lot of this stuff was built. We do know I feel that a lot of stuff is original, and a lot of stuff that I see, I can tell if it's not original, but still melted just from the way it's built. And you will too, once you start doing a lot of it, you'll start to distinguish, okay, yeah, that looks like it may have been built afterwards. And look at this mess right here. Look how the bricks end. These are transitions I'm talking about that we see all the time. You see this stain right here, but you see the brickwork come up here and it just stops. Got a couple brick lines going across right here. There's little swirls. And this goes right in with the blend. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. Mixes right in. What's going on here? You see this aperture, and look, you got blocking going around it. Boom. You can see this block right here real good. It actually looks like it's two pieces because it looks like they're split right there, but you see the opening of that piece there. And you come over here, you see this block on top. Another one there, another one below. A little blurred because I'm doing the zoom. But you'll start to see stuff like that, and you'll start to pick it out right away. Just like this one here, right away, you'll see this in the background. You'll see this structure. You'll say, holy shit, I see that. You'll see that. And you'll see down here the same structure down here. This little window right here is the same that you see on here. Same windows, right? It's just that our little apertures, whatever you want to call them, right? It's just that this one's pointing sideways now because it's sliding. This chunk here is backwards, where this one's still upright. And you see it going up here. See a piece of it here, and then it starts to rock all the way up. Oh man. Back here you can still see structure in there, and then of course you can see this wall back here. This whole wall back here with the apertures in the melt, and in the melt. Once again, you see the staining, viscosity. This whole thing was a building. It's been rock curtain over. It's a pocket of survival. Nobody went in here and said, let's start putting brick up here. Who's paying for this job and why? Once again, nobody's paying for it. It's not getting done, period. Projects never get done if they're not funded. Never. Unless you take the initiative to do it yourself. Well, you can't do nothing here. You don't own this. You can't go here and do what you want. You can't go, I'm going to live over here. They'll come get you. We come to help you. Yeah, help remove you from there. That's all they're helping, to get you the hell out of there. After that, you're on your own. And some of that crafty work again, people. What is up? Spark them if you got them. Got more people in here. Oh, look at that. Tartarian Meltdown made it in. What is up, brother? Nice live stream you had going this morning. If you guys missed it, mentioned it earlier, check it out. Brother Yoakum doing his thing. Glad to have you back on your live stream, even though you really never left. You got different times now, man. Welcome to America, man. It's glad that it's great things to have you coming out this way, brothers. Anytime we can see our fellow meltologists, truthers and stuff succeed in something is great, because it seemed like the people of the truth doing the truth, man. It seemed like we would get all the bullshit. I mean, all we need is one of us to make it big. You know, we always struggling and shit to bring the truth out and stuff. We got to struggle at work and shit. So, I think once you carry on the line, you accept the lie. Fuck, you could be prosperous in the lie. And these people make a lot of money in the fucking lie, but we're too consumed in truth. We hate the fucking lie. We want the truth, and so sometimes that's the penalty you pay, man. You have to scrape and survive, man. At least that's what I feel like. A lot of people I know that in the truth, man, we're sending money back and forth trying to help one another make it, just so they can bring the truth out and they can eat that day. But anyway, man, brick love to you, Yoakum. And man, I'm glad there's so many live streams going on now that people are, picking up their stuff and spreading the truth. It's great. Melanine, what is up? Once again, you see this transition. There's no need to go through this. I mean, we see what it is. You see all this on this is This here is this isn't backyard stuff. This is precise engineering we're dealing with. We're talking about cutting stone. We're talking about making stone. However you think that whatever the narrative is, how they got these rocks. I don't care if they collected them from the local area, if they're importing them from thousands of miles away, because that's they always tell you this dumb shit. And we believed it. We took tests to get A's and B's and C's and got mad when we got D's and F's over a lie. But this stuff has to be imported. It has to be gathered. It has to be collected. Shit, you can't even do that in your own area. You go to build a wall. If you want to put a 6-foot fence, or let's just say a 3-foot fence around your front yard, you know how long it would take you just to get enough. And I'm talking about a regular house. And we ain't talking. I'm talking about just a regular American dream house. 3 bedrooms and a bathroom, 2 if you're lucky, and a white picket fence. So we ain't talking about nothing. You put that picket fence and put a rock fence and see how long it takes you to get that many rocks for a 3-foot. This thing's going up here 60 feet high, 50 feet high. I don't know. It's up there, right in the middle of nowhere. Never going to happen. Great example right here of what we do. Meltology. Look at the bottom heat differential from the bottom to the top. When you get up to the top, we got the stucco, concrete stucco, whatever you want to call it, right? And underneath are all these boulders. Well, at the time, it would have been brick. It gets bricky up here. You can see it ghosting, but it's all damaged, cooked out, blocked out, rocked out. Spark them if you got them. Here's a better example of the brick. You can see it in between the window there. Getting more bricky in there. This is bricky over here. You can see the brick lines. But down here, look at this. Rocky! Hey, Rocky! Bricky, bricky. Bricky, bricky. And look at this. Look at that mess right there. You can't get around it. It is what it is. Once again, welcome to Meltology. Welcome to the truth. Tricky bricky. In the melt. This is all melted. Once again, when you look at this melt here, let me bump that up a little bit. Right? Got the balloon rock right there. But look at down here. You can't tell where this starts and where it ends. You can't tell. Look at that. It's brick ash. That's what it is. Brick ash. These here. Look at this. See, this is what it is when you're on 101. This is the nice thing about Meltology 101, breaking down like getting you in for the newbies and stuff, getting you in, because you're going to see stuff and you're going to go, okay, well, if you see this here and you see it here, right, you have to start to put it together that these are the same thing. And this is everywhere. When we see this type of damage, you see these balloon rocks everywhere, right? We know what they are. We've seen them in transition. Go to the group right now. There's great stuff in the group, and you see the transitions. They got some balloon rocks, that look like regular rocks that you get out of the river, and they got the brick lines on them. They got the brick colors. They got the brick holes in them. And of course, people say, "Oh, that's just a brick that's been eroded." No, it's a brick that's been melted. We know what it is, and we know what the narrative is. But once you know the truth, the narrative is something to laugh at. That's all we do. We get a kick out of narrative because you can't explain this. You can't explain this ever with their narrative. Why this here looks like this here. And why this here has bricks on it. You could never, the narrative would never explain that. But Jerry opened my eyes. Yeah. Oh, crazy, man. And many others. And so many others he's opened their eyes to, and they don't even know who he is. They don't know who he is. He don't know them. There's so many people starting to learn now. The group is very important. The group's important to get people to see this. Because if you never heard of meltology, you're still walking around right now. You don't know what it is, even though if someone introduced you to it, you might catch on right away. But until you know about it, you're still on the narrative. A lot of people might say, you know what, I always felt there was something strange about it, and then they jump onto this a lot easier. But it's the ones that devote their time into that narrative and they believe it. They're the ones that have a hard time understanding this shit here. When you tell them, I'm sorry, it's like that little kid transitioning from Santa Claus and no Santa Claus. The fuckers don't want to believe it. They want to get in a fight at the kids at school. Tell them, they said no Santa Claus. Get suspended because he got in a fight with someone, punched the kid because the kid said it wasn't Santa Claus was fake. Right? They don't want to let it go. But then when they see it, they find out Santa Claus is fake. They laugh their ass off, and they go through the rest of their life understanding Santa Claus is fake. Well, it's the same with this. They're going to resist. The biggest resistors, in my opinion, one, if there's a historical meaning behind it, and it's part of their town. Oh, my people, this is my heritage. Oh, those are the worst right there. You can't get through them. Now, you can get through them to another area, but not their area. Let's say, for instance, they're in Bulgaria, and there's a monument out there that is melted. You can take them to Italy and show them all the melt over there, but they're going to have a hard time because it means too much to their people, right? As if they made it or something. Oh, my people. Oh, man, you can't get to them on that. You got to go around. You got to take them somewhere else. You got to don't go to their own town if it's something heritage, because they just don't want to let it go. And of course, if you're an archaeologist, don't waste your time with them people. I'm not saying that they know. Don't get me wrong. Don't think that I know and I'm a plumber and an archaeologist that study don't know. You would have to be dumber than the archaeologists if you think they don't know. Oh, they know, especially if you tell them and they show, but they don't. It messes up their money. Put it this way: you can't tell an astronaut that space is fake. They know. These motherfuckers know, and they're gonna be in denial that you know. Like, man, they're gonna make you think you're crazy, but they know. Don't waste your time. Just let them know. Hey, I know. You know, and I know both that it's some bullshit. That's all you gotta do to the astronaut. But don't try and convince them because they already know. They're playing a part. They're playing a role. And they can't tell you, yeah, I know. Because as soon as that archaeologist tells you, yeah, I know. Someone's going to be on the group say, I spoke with archaeologist such and such, and he knows. You see him exposing all these pilots. Is the earth flat? They put them right on camera. Blam. Next thing you know, that pilot's going in for evaluation. Might lose his job. Anyway, let me move on to the next one. All brick. Brick with the skin off, brick inside once the skin is off, because these are thick brick. These are original builds, thick brick. You don't find any iron in these buildings. To me, these are, when I say original buildings didn't come with iron, wood. They came with brick and whatever type of mosaic metal or flooring, metal as far as the roofing, the conductors and stuff like that. But they didn't have metal inside of them to hold them together, in my opinion, from what I've seen. The buildings that we see that have that have been cooked out and have metal inside of them, such as in between the floors to hold the floors up, to me, those came out after the steel industry, whenever that came out, maybe let's just say for shits and giggles, 10,000 years after the original buildings were here. By this time, they're starting to get dilapidated. People are building and stuff and blah, blah, blah. Whether it's 10,000 years or 100 years afterwards, however, whatever the time frame is. But this is original building in my opinion, because I don't see no iron in here to hold the floors up. You don't see none out. So that's just my observation. Once again, you don't see the iron in here. These buildings collapses and you see nothing, but you don't see no iron. And then you see a building that is full of iron, full of it, and very thin brick, a couple layers thin or thick, where some of these are like 6-10 feet deep, thick. It's like, holy shit, ridiculous amount. I'm just going to zoom on through. Brick love to everyone out there. You see the bricks over here, bricks to block, to rock, and down here melt. More melt. Bricks everywhere. Brick galore. And back here, whole building back there, melted. My phone died on me, so I'm gonna plug this one in real quick. I got this other one going, so I can see that I'm still on. But I can't catch the whole chat on here, only because I have two different YouTubes going. Anyway, let's move on. You look very pretty. Oh, look at some snow coming down. Look at these huge pieces here, and this piece here. Big old slabs, right? This is all the melt and turning into one huge block. Same with up here. You see the pieces in between, but it's blocked up. Almost looks like some lines on that. Let me zoom that in. Almost looks like some brick lines where you can see it transitioning. It's hard to tell. That might just be a shadow right there. I thought it was some brick lines, but it may be, or maybe some shadows. Once again, that's why it's important, because you see that line right here? It got the same lines as here, but it does look like it's the brick merging turning into a block. But this is why it's important for boots on the ground people, because boots on the ground would be inside here getting it from a close up instead of a distance. Closing up in between. This walkway would have been much wider. And you see the texture on the wall here as it goes down, doing the zigzag for the piezoelectricity, turning these bricks, popping them out like popcorn. Boom, boom, boom. Changing the whole, look at that brick line, then it drops, zigzag, zigzag. Wow. Let me just check on this real quick. I don't want to. About getting paid. All right. Okay. All right. Where was I? Where'd my picture go? There we go. There we go. Lost the picture. Yeah, right. More damage. Heat differentials. And what do we got? A 40, 50 foot ceiling here. This guy here, maybe 6 foot, 12, 18, maybe 20, maybe 30 foot ceiling. And of course, we got to remember this is all expanded. So it starts to shrink down as it expands. It starts to come in, close down. It's not getting bigger, it's getting smaller. It's melting downward, but these are getting bigger. It's expanded. The space, when I say smaller, the space is getting smaller. Yeah, that's a hell of a drop off right there. We don't even see the bottom right here. And you see how far back he is. He ain't taking no chances. It's like, man, this is good enough. He's not, hey, come out here. No. I'm good right here. Once again, you got to ask yourself, what's going on here? Why is this here? Who built it? Right? With the narrative that they give us, you got to ask yourself who and why. It goes great with the Meltology narrative. We know what this is. It's all the same building, part of a tower of the building or whatever. The rest of it's melted. It's gone. It's not there. Right? Another one of these complex systems that they're hand carving with those primitive tools. And they've spared no expense in detail. Right? Spare no expense in size. But we usually see something dumb in the middle of something, not in this picture, but usually there'll be something in the middle. It's like, why didn't you just move that out the way? Why did you carve that out? Don't have any people here for size, but I'm sure the people are somewhere down here by my arrow, about the height of my arrow. Major complex that they're telling you that primitive people, carved. And then they went in and put bricks inside after they carved it. And this is all areas up in here, apertures, whole area up in here. Wow, look at all these buildings, structure up in there, right? And this is everywhere on the plane. There's no particular area. We see this type of mega structure building everywhere. This place would have been packed with people. And that's probably why we see all these damn bones in all these places. See all these damn bones underneath these places in what is it, England or wherever. What is that damn place? That's all over there. These damn crypts and stuff with all these damn bones. They don't know all these tens of thousands of people. Fucking people probably got roasted in the melt. A lot of bones probably got roasted in the melt, and they cleaned up these cities and threw them all in there. Because they're always scattered, you can find a head and an arm in different places and get all that crap out the way. It's quicker than trying to dig a hole for them. You know what I mean? That takes time and much more time and labor than it is we already got a big old thing and just throw them in here. But I don't see no scorch marks on them bones, though. But I'm really not pay attention. But also, we've seen them in areas that have been excavated. And you got the people in there that look like they got caught up in the melt. But the bones aren't black. They're they look like bones. But anyway, all right, this phone's damn near dead too. Jeez. Wow. Oh, let me plug this other phone in. Dang, this sucker's almost dead. I gotta keep one going now. Otherwise I won't know I'm on. Keep one going. So let's keep it pushing. Once again, we got structure inside of a so-called mountain. We have structure that's made out of brick. You can see the brick lines that coming through over here through the stucco. Down here, apertures down here. We got windows. Right? No big deal. Might even be a door. Who knows? Like it's nothing. Little aperture here. Bricks over here expanding out. And you got all this churning going on up in here. Cooked out churning. Was that the same place? Nope, different place. Same damage, different place. You got this look like a doorway. Not sure how you're going to get there without trying to kill yourself. Yeah, we're going to bump that up. You got the brick lines underneath, cooked out brick lines. Transitioning, you got the brick up here. And let's look at this real quick. Let's show you something. You see this brick right here? Look how big this brick is. Right? These are the bricks. The bricks are cooked out. Now these bricks here, if it wasn't on this here, these bricks look just like this down here. Look at them. They're telling you these are sedimentary layers. Look at the bricks. Don't look at this part. Let me see. I want to make it. There you go. Right. Now look at this here. And look at this over here. Right. Once again, You don't have to be a metallurgist, but you got to stop lying to yourself. Don't keep showing you transitions over and over and over. You have to understand that what you're looking at is one of the same. And if it's the same, then that means it's the same everywhere, right? That means when you see this, no matter where it's at, you should automatically know what you're looking at. You're looking at brick and mortar, right? And of course, anything else that got caught up in the melt. Cattle, clothing, transportation, right? Anything else that got caught up in the melt will be part of it. But you have to start accepting the fact sooner or later. Now here's the brick over here. We know this is brick. Boom. At one time, this is all red brick. Look how long this one is. This is the expansion in the heat and melting together, fusing. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. Let's just keep it pushing. Always nice when you can just go out there to a side of a damn mountain and just dig into it and make your castle and everything, right? Why do you have this up here? You know, look at this one going into the melt. I mean, you talking about spare no damn expense. Here's another one right here. There's 3 of them. Look where it's going, in the melt. I mean, why? It's getting rock curtain melted over. Here's another top over here in the melt. These are gone. See what I mean, people? See how fancy this is? Who paid for this? With their narrative. It's all original right here. But who paid for it? With their silly narrative, who commissioned this? Once again, it's always in the most undesirable area. And I tell you, oh, this was, they had a, war. There's just nobody's fighting for this shit. They go right around and say, oh man, they're up there. They're up on top of that hill. We're gonna go over here and bomb the city. We'll take over the city so they can have that area. Shit, they ain't doing nothing up there. Sooner or later, they're gonna have to come down and get some water. That's when we get them. When they need the food and water. And we'll ambush them. And then we'll be stuck with that place. Yeah, you see this here, the skin is gone up here. This was ballooned out. Same on this side. More buildings damaged. Brick lines going through. Brick lines. Brickety, brickety. Look at down here, cooked out, swollen up. All brick. Expanding out. Huge balloon rocking. Balloon rocking down here. Balloon rocking right here. Yeah. So this one here, let's do this one real quick. Like, I'm gonna put this. Let's start to get a little chilly in here. We'll put this robe on, get warm my bones up real quick. Sorry about that. All right. Now this place here is gonna this evidence here I haven't dropped yet. There's quite a few places that I haven't dropped yet because of the live streams now. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm holding back on my evidence. But I love dropping evidence in the group. If you guys aren't part of the group, it's all mountains are melted brick buildings, and mountains are melted brick buildings, and also boots on the ground, meltology. Great groups. Love being in it. Place to hang my hat, kick my shoes, my feet up, feel like I'm at home. Putting out evidence and chatting with the people in the group. So it's a great place to be if you haven't joined yet. I strongly urge you to join and enjoy this evidence that people will drop on a regular basis. This place right here. Now, as you can see on the journey up here, how you getting to this place? Did I miss anything? Right? Not to say you can't get up there, but you look at your hike. You're going through, you're walking either this way or you're coming down this way, right? Look where you're at. Look where you're at. Boom. Your pocket of survival. Now, there's something else over here. I thought. Maybe not. But I got a close up of this. Oh, I know the sign right here. This is what I was looking for. Okay, so you see that there's a sign right here. I'm circling it. It's hard to see, but there's a post and a sign. Let me just bump that in because the next one I do have one with the sign, so we can get up in there and you can see it a little bit better. But middle of nowhere, it's part of a church or something. Of course, this ain't the picture. Let me go. Oops. Oh, this is it right here. Okay. So this is it up close, and you see it's up against this other piece that is fused into it. Right. Here's your sign in different language. Sorry, I don't have it in my language. I don't know what it says. But I actually had two pictures of that. I thought they were all together. So my bad on that. I thought it was in the group. I have them all together. The three shots together of that location, and the other two closer. Cooked out, swollen, melted insides. You see right here, head dip. These are all melted. Once again, this is everywhere. The narrative is ridiculous. I'm not sure what the narrative is here. Is that the stairs? That almost look like a damn piece of wood or something. I don't know what that is. I think it's the melt because you see it here, but it looks weird right there at the door jamb. But and you can see the bricks right here underneath that, and you can see the bricks on this one. It's all brick, people. All right, all brick, bricky, all brick. Underneath the melt is brick. All right. And it's always a narrative, and I don't know where this place is, but the narrative on these damn stairs and the melt and stuff and blah blah blah. Yeah, this one here, something castle. I forget. I dropped this one this morning, so I don't remember what it is. But this picture popped up on my computer. I forget why, but every now and then, stuff will pop up on your computer, on your screen. Probably places, what you research and shit will pop up, and said, "Oh shit, okay." So I went ahead and did a little picking on it, and grabbed a bunch of pics for it and threw it up there. But it's an incredible place. The whole complex where it's at. I mean, it's incredible. The melt is this once again undeniable. You see the brickwork here, and you see the balloon rock in here. The cobbles. You see the bits and pieces in here that I showed earlier on when I was explaining the difference between the ground where it started, where it starts down here. Oh, you dirty dog! Did I get back? Once again, the ground. Where's the ground and where's the building? How can you decipher? Same material. It's the brick ash. It's the remnants. It's the pieces of this. If you go over here and put your hand on it and start rubbing, this stuff's gonna crumble. It's down here. Yeah. Look in between here. You can see the bricky over here, but you see bits and pieces. This is how we know what it is. We see it